Alright, we are here for episode 131, and I'm Decrepit Girth, and we got up Nexus and Jimmy. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, Jimmy did a post of his like top YouTube channels, and our channel was on there, but he you can see the profile picture barely. He blocked it with like text, and it said like, "Oh, I got beat by this guy." It's like, dude.
Yeah, we got Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, we got Mike Wazowski when they put the Monsters Inc. logo on his head, on his entire body, which is his head, which is what happened to us. Come on, dude, help a chigga out.
But yeah, we're just coming off of the second part of Garrett's episode.
Very happy about that. Very happy that we actually got that finally.
Yeah.
Part 2 was just as good, or maybe even better than what we lost. So
yeah, not even
I'm
a
happy
tribute.
about it. Totally. Yeah, Paul was. I don't know if you heard, Fred, that Paul was slightly grumpy that we lost. When we lost the original one.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
He was slightly grumpy, trying not to lose his freaking mind.
I was ready to crash out, but like, yeah, we're just gonna end on episode 130.5.
Like in The Office when Andy's like, "I'm about to lose my freaking mind."
I mean, shit happens, right?
Yeah, shit happens.
We've got how many episodes without anything like that happening?
That's all Dan. He's like, oh, clean feed been fucking up. I'm like 3 times out of 130, we should be good.
Well, I'm just saying it fucked up twice.
Yeah, like recently.
Recently,
back to back,
the Base Hooligan episode, like, I don't know what happened, but it like repeated after the first sample from the Goat Moon song. Like, once the Goat Moon sample started, when it came back, it was the start of the episode again.
Yeah, like jumbled the wave files.
Jumbled the audio, yeah.
But anyway, Fred's back from changing his diaper. And,
yeah, what I said Fred will be back in a minute. He's changing his diaper, and then you didn't come back all night. And I'm like, he's been fiddling with his diaper this whole time.
Yeah,
it wasn't the right size. The straps wouldn't stick. It was just a mess.
What happened? Your daughter was sick, and you had to deal with it all night, or what?
Pretty much. I was up till midnight, and then I wound up getting up again at 2:30. And then I was awake till like 5, and then it was just not necessarily a bad night, but just very awake.
Almost the worst night you ever weathered.
That's very black metal vampire of you.
Yes, it is. No, it was fine. Like it needs to be done, I guess.
Yep. That's all right. You're on part 1 of that episode. I'm excited for that one to come out. I really like that one.
Yeah, it was good.
Garrett was a good guest.
But yeah, Fred, in the meantime, got some collection updates, right?
Yeah, because it's been like a few weeks since I... Well, yeah, because we had guests like, 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, and we didn't really get to say too much.
Yeah, just sitting on our hands.
On those. Yeah. Okay, this is probably roughly in chronological order. Clandestine Blaze's new album, which is fucking great, by the way.
It was pretty good. I heard it. I did hear it.
Every year they release an album, it's usually gonna be my top 3. Like, it's just that good every time. They're on an amazing streak. Hexen Beyond the Four Gates, which is the demo compilation.
That?
It's really good. It has
it's a comp? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a new album or something.
No. It's a compilation of their demos, and it has the Lords of the Left Hand demo from '94.
That's great.
Yeah, the bass sound on that is awesome. We used to love
that.
No,
that doom.
Yeah, the black and roll.
Yeah.
He goes, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's like no guitar in there. It's just the bass song.
That demo's sick.
It's very sick.
And one of the demos, I forget which one, is unreleased. I think it's the 99 promo. But yeah, no, great little compilation. Rundgard with oh lord, Ulf von Dolmanen.
Wound guard.
Rundgard. So that's
Rundgard.
Rundgard. If I remember correctly, they are Chilean.
It's a Chilean band who's new. I am not familiar with this. Is this just like straight
recent.
black metal? That's always interesting to me. South American black metal.
Yeah. No, the guy behind this is in a bunch of bands, and they're usually all pretty good. One of the other ones I really like was Griftigayan, if that's even how you pronounce it. But yeah, the first album, Stronghold
Relatively
of
new
Majestic.
guy, right?
I know Rundgard is only like from 2020-ish, but I don't know the start times of all the other projects he's in. So
So you got the old Mondoman album? Is that what you got?
yeah, so I already had the first
Okay.
one, and I thought that one was really good. And picked up the second, and it's pretty much just as good. Fairly raw black metal. Keyboards are fairly well, they're constant but fairly subtle, so they're not like overwhelming. So it's pretty good. Let's see. Canadian band Anne Craig. This is their first album, Le Mensonge de Masada.
Sounds like you're
Which
adding
is
somebody to the group, and Craig.
Anne Craig. He's coming. It's a bit of a weird one. It's a good album. I think the second album does blow it out of the water. This one is, I don't know if experimental is the right word, but it's they have a few funky tracks on here, and but generally speaking, like black death metal, leaning more towards black metal. But the second album kind of went like full war metal-ish, but more on the Axis of Advance kind of approach.
How do you spell
Lands
Anne
of War.
Craig?
Anhkrehg. I think
From
I
Canada.
ripped the album, the second
Nice
album for
band
you.
picture.
Oh yeah. I think I ripped the second album for you. I don't remember.
Let's see. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the channel.
First album is good. Second album is better. So
That
give it a listen
album
to
art,
this
they share album art with an old Greek band called Desulfurize, if you're familiar with that.
yeah, and I think they're Singaporean band.
Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this album art. A few
Yeah.
places. It's like the Ungrateful Blessing thing. It's like the Night Wolf and Ravenclaw split.
Yeah.
Like that artwork with the demon, like with the swirl of souls. That's we've seen that a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's artwork that everyone likes to use all the time.
Yeah. I don't know that bands really know that other bands are using it. It just happens. It just happens that it's very cool and people are going to use it.
Yeah, exactly. What else do we got here? Bustum, which is a
Busty?
Polish band. Yeah, Bustum. They
Busty Cops
released.
on Skinamax. Sorry, showing my age here.
They released a handful of demos in like 94, 95, so this is a compilation of those demos. Pretty cool. If you like Lord of Evil or Mysteries, they're a good band to check out.
This is the Polish band.
Yep.
I don't see a compilation on Metal Archives. I see a full 2010.
It might be listed as a split because there is one track from A Caress of Twilight on there,
Yes, it is.
which
It
is
is.
a related band, but they included. It's weird because this compilation is called Voices from the Past 94, 95, and they do include the demos, the rehearsal demos from Bustum from 94, 95, and there's just a random track from A Caress of Twilight as track 14,
Yeah.
which I think Caress of Twilight didn't form till like 99 or later. And this track is just like a weird militaristic ambient track. And it's kind of like, well, I don't dislike it, but like, why is it here?
Yeah, so it's basically a comp of Bustum, but it's called a compilation because there's an outro track. That's kind of doesn't make any sense. Or a split. It's considered a split because of an outro track.
Because of, well, yeah, exactly. There's
Kinda
one
weird.
track by Crest of Twilight. And it's like,
So this
okay.
is NS black metal that is like Temple Full Moon stuff. Is that what you're saying, or just like Full Moon in general?
Yeah, I mean, like if you could compare it a bit to early Graveland, I guess, but there's really no keyboards in this. Not that I remember, anyways.
But it's pretty
So,
early stuff.
well, 94, 95, like
Yeah.
the thing says. But yeah, like I said, Lord of Evil, I think is a pretty good comparison point.
Oh yeah. I remember those guys. I remember that was pretty good. Very primitive
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Seigneur Volant with Black Metal Blitzkrieg CD. That live show is fantastic. I think I might even like it better than their album recordings.
Is that the one that they said they don't want on YouTube?
Possibly.
Yeah, because I remember
not
there
on
was
YouTube.
really. I remember there was
It's not on
really
YouTube, I
good,
can tell you that much.
It was at some point. There was a really good live performance of Signor Volan, and the guys, whoever uploaded it, got comments by members of the band, and they're like, take this off. We don't want this up here.
Wasn't that Dark Fury?
No. It was Signor Volan. If Dark Fury had the same thing, I don't know about it.
Oh no, Dark Fury had a performance where they were all drunk or something.
Yes, I've seen
That got
that.
removed.
I've seen
Okay.
that.
Yeah, no,
you
the
ever
Saint
see
Overall
that
just. I never got to see it. No.
Wow, it was pretty fucking bad. I remember seeing that and then thinking to myself, like, this is pretty embarrassing.
Oh man, no, I missed
That was
it.
years ago, though, man. That was a long time ago. That must have been like probably 2014-ish that I remember seeing it, unless I'm incorrect about the dates here.
Yeah, no, not something I've ever seen. I wish I had, but yeah, no,
Trunk's
this.
black metal performances are something to behold before they're gone.
Oh yeah, like the Azazel performance.
Yes. He has his, like,
Well,
it looks
know
like
that
he
one.
has his fucking leather pants unbuttoned or something.
Yeah, just the gut sticking out. Looks like he's about to fall off the stage like Natafrost.
I think the guitar player fell off the stage.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
I remember seeing the video, but I didn't watch the whole thing because it's just painful.
Yeah, I think he did fall. I think the guitar player fell off the stage. He's got like blue jeans on, no shirt, like face paint, like a goatee, like a blonde goatee, and like a blonde little afro, and he just like falls off the stage. If you can imagine something like that.
We
Like a
gotta
mouse.
we gotta hit the drunk show with Galicia.
Julian falls off the stage.
Hell yeah. I'd be there for it. But yeah, no, that recording from Seigneur Volant, I like it possibly more than their album recordings. Well, not album, studio recordings. It's just such a good show, and everything comes out perfectly on it. So highly recommend that if you haven't before. I had the cassette already, but I found a copy of the CD, and I wanted that. Ifernach, Canadian band. Skin, Stone, Blood, Bone. Raw
skin
black
suit.
metal.
That's the moose guy, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's the
Moose
It
Knight.
is. It is the Muscat guy. And the rest here are finds at a local record store. This was really random. So, Tiamat, the Astral Sleep, which I didn't actually have before. It took me a long time to get into that album. Not because it's bad, but because it's not Sumerian cry.
I don't think it took me a long time to get into that because I think at some point I understood where Finnish death metal bands were coming from with sort of changing styles. And I had this sort of mindset where I'm like, I love not just metal, but I like everything 90s, and I accept all of it, bad or good, and I can appreciate something about it. So I think it came to me during that era. So I do appreciate even a lot of the 90s stuff that a lot of people probably don't.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I've gotten more to that point now where I listen to some of the weird things that came out and I'm like, okay, I can dig this. This is, odd and enjoyable.
Yeah, I
But
just thought
this
90s
one, like,
90s music in general was very cool. So
yeah. But Sumerian Cry is still one of my favorite Swedish albums and favorite death metal albums, period. And when I heard Astral Sleep, I was like, this is not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for more.
Astral Sleep, was that before or after Clouds?
That was before Clouds, right before Clouds.
Okay, so I don't actually remember what that one sounds like. 'Cause I remember Clouds. Clouds is a little more like a softer version of Celtic Frost, or like an atmospheric version of Celtic Frost or something. Is Astral Sleep sort of the same idea?
A little bit. It's a bit more Death Doom, I guess, and it has a lot more.
But it's not heavy. It's sort of the Death Doom like third album, My Dying Bride, something like that, right?
I'd say it's still heavy. Like it's still.
But you know what I mean. There's like a point where the production becomes so like clear.
It
That
is cleaner, yeah.
It loses that a little bit.
But I found on Clouds what really killed the heaviness, I guess, was the switch to like really clean vocals. Mm-hmm. And every time
like half death metal vocals, like a half growl or something.
Yeah, and every time he did anything, like sang anything, it wound up being like starting off as death metal vocals and finishing as I don't know what, half clean vocals. And I really didn't like that approach.
Yeah, it's almost like the what do you call it? The attempt to sound cool by Europeans, but like Scandinavians. Say like Sentence doing their first goth album with that song Bleed. It's no longer death metal at all, but he's like, it is fair to make it bleed. Like he's trying to sound as cool as he can. It's very funny.
Yeah. No, wasn't really for me. So Clouds, I don't know. Maybe if I spend more time with it, maybe I'll like it more. I don't know. But at this point, I haven't, and I'm not a huge fan of Clouds. But it is what it is.
Lazy death metal vocals can work at some points, maybe.
Yeah, lazy death metal vocals can work, but this was more like just vocals that turn clean, and I'm like, this is awkward. Not a fan.
I remember there was I think it was an Australian fest. I saw it was some woman with braces doing an interview with like fans at some Australian fest, and Tiamat was there. This is probably in the '98 era, so Tiamat is like far from where they were. And or was it Tiamat? Yeah, it was probably Tiamat. And she says something. She's like, all these metal fans coming together, different genres. It's so great. And the guy's like, wow, that sounds really gay. And he goes, and not in a derogatory term. It was not in a homosexual way, because those people have class. That just reminded me of that when you were talking about Tiamat.
Yeah, I remember there was an old interview with Tiamat, like around the time of Sumerian Cry, possibly earlier, where they say something like, in a few years we will see who is still true, and that didn't age well. Anyways, I'm only halfway through my CDs, so
keep it coming, keep it coming.
Entombed, Left Hand Path. Now, I had this already, obviously, but I had an ugly reissue from 2000. The cover art looked like shit. This is the first press from 1990 with on Combat Records and Earache, so the North American version. So pretty happy with that. Satyricon, Dark Medieval Times, also already had that. This is a very first press as well on Moonfog, the Duraco CD pressing, which is the first one that came out. Happy with that. Thorns Emperor split. I haven't spent a lot of time with this, so I'm hoping to give it a bit more of a shot than I have before. I remember not being too huge of a fan of it, to be honest, but
Don't
we'll
know
see,
if I've
see
ever
where that
heard it.
goes.
I'm not a huge Thorns head.
The
But is
Thorns
anybody?
demos,
You know what I mean?
the Thorns demos are godly.
I know the Thorns demos. I know the first one that's like basically a demonstration of what black metal riffs are
Yeah.
gonna be or something.
Yep.
Thorns Emperor in '93 or '99. Okay, is that when Thorns is already like industrial black metal?
Yeah, a lot of this is very industrial period.
Long time
And I
ago,
haven't
I
had a
wouldn't
chance
have
to-
given this stuff a chance, but I have recently, and the Thorns album I really like, along with like Axis of Perdition, which is very good industrial black metal, and even the Covenant album, Animatronic. I know people probably, if anybody knows what that is, they probably hate it, but I like it.
I used to own it.
I love it. That was some of the first extreme metal that I heard was from that album.
I liked parts of it, but not enough to keep
Definitely.
it. The
Real quick, I just wanted to say, the Terminus guys. I remember they both agreed that the Entombed album, Left Hand Path, is not as good as people say it is. But I totally disagree with that. I
that
think
is
it's incredible.
crazy talk.
Yeah. I remember they said something like that. I'm like, oh man.
What is
hard
with
disagree.
this like recent wave of people not liking Entombed? Like, what is this?
I think it's because of the fact that many new bands in the past like 15 years have done nothing but rip off Entombed in a way that made it like sterile, because they
Well, it's
didn't
not
even
Entombed's
rip
fault.
off they didn't even rip off Entombed fully. Like Entombed had so many parts that were like 100% creative, and if you heard it you go, where the fuck did that come from? That's how I always saw Entombed. I saw them as like an extremely creative band with lots of just insane changes, you know, like the American bands in certain
Yeah.
ways. It's the way I felt about Dismember too. That's one of the big things that like drew me in was some of the wacky ideas that they had, and like things that didn't fit or things that shouldn't work, they made it work. That's what I really liked about those supposedly generic bands.
But that's the thing. Like, they weren't generic when they came out. Like, this album came out in
Not at all.
1990.
Not at all.
It's
I think
crazy.
people miscategorize them. I think people don't understand. Like, I remember I said this too to the Hessian Firm guys when they did a live stream. Somebody said something about, oh, another Dismember clone. There are no Dismember clones. Nobody does. Nobody can play like this. No one sounds like Dismember. Nobody can actually do that. There's been none. There's been a few bands with HM2s. There's been a few bands with some of the Swedish tropes, but nothing like Dismember and Entombed. Like
No.
their original albums were incredible, stand the test of time. That's why they were like emulated supposedly a
Yeah.
lot.
And
So yeah,
this might be crazy.
Just to disagree, just to clear it up, the first Entombed and first Dismember records are awesome, and they always will be. So any deflectors, stop listening to the show.
This might be crazy talk, but sometimes I prefer Clandestine over Left Hand Path.
That is crazy talk. I don't give a fuck about Clandestine. It's
Oh, I
the
love
Left-Hand
Clandestine.
Path all the way, baby.
Now, to be clear, I don't think it's better than Left Hand Path, but sometimes I like it more. I think Left Hand Path is objectively better. But
Clandestine's fine. Clandestine's fine. It's probably pretty good. It's been a little while, but
oh yeah, you need to revisit, my friend.
yeah, that one has the kind of hardcore-ish vocals on it, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
They don't sound hardcore-ish to me. They're
They sound
definitely
like
more shouted at points, but it's done in a death metal way.
I don't dislike it, but Left Hand Path is the ultimate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But, all right, so that's that, and talk about Thorns and Emperor. They had some My Dying Bride stuff that I didn't have. Turn Loose the Swans, which I've never owned. I don't know why. I've never owned it. And I also never really understood what the cover was until I looked at it more closely. And it's a close-up of a statue holding its hands together in prayer. Never
I think
knew that.
there's a few different versions of Turn Loose the Swans. There's like more than 3.
Really? Hang on.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Let me see which one shows up first on Metal Archives. See if it's the one that I have. I think this is the traditional cover. Yeah, okay. So if you just open Turn Loose the Swans on Metal Archives, that's the cover that mine has. And that is a close-up of a statue. I always thought it was a building or something.
It's hard to tell what it is.
Well, see the dark part in the middle that looks like a peak? Those are the hands being held together at the chest.
I can see it's a statue. I just can't tell what it's doing.
Well, it's only like shoulders down, right? And you see the hands coming up in prayer at the chest, and then below that is like
you're looking at the one that's kind of looks like dripping shit, right?
Yes, and the logo on the side sideways.
I still can't tell what that is.
Well, I'm telling you what it is.
I know, but but I'm looking at it and I can't see it. I feel like in Mallrats when he's trying to find the fucking sailboat.
Okay, you see the there's like a little horizontal line
yes,
near the middle.
Horizontal line.
So that's the belt, and then there's a dress going down from there.
Okay.
And then the 2 darker lines that are making a triangle.
Yes.
Those are the arms. And then you have that dark triangle at the top. Those are the hands.
Oh. The thing at the top is the hands together.
Yes.
Okay, I understand now. Yeah. that needed explaining. So I'm glad we started at the horizontal line because I would never have seen that ever. I never knew what that was.
You know what though? I'm pretty proud of how well I explained that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I got it. I mean, we could have spent who knows how long, but it didn't take me that long.
That could have taken hours. IQ. So we got that.
There are a lot of albums like that. You have to be high IQ to be able to see them. Kind of like Paul in the Snow on the Burzum album.
Oh, and no, but Paradise Lost, Gothic.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one because I don't know what's on that.
Do you want to know what it is?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me look at it before.
I think I remember Fred.
Yeah, you mentioned it before. It's like a leather jacket or something, right?
Yes. If you have the booklet, it's the I think it's upside down, but it's the leather jacket and the zipper of one of the band members.
Let me take a look real quick. Okay, all right. Okay.
You're like, yeah.
You know which one confused me as a kid? Poser alert. Slipknot's Volume 3.
Which one's that?
It's the album Slipknot Volume 3.
Yeah, but I don't know
mouth?
what's on.
It's a zipper mouth. It's a zipper. It's not exactly clear what it is though.
I don't know what that one looks like. Hang on, let me pull it up. The subliminal verses.
Like, is that a face?
Isn't that one of their masks?
Whose mask is that though? I don't remember. I don't think anybody has a zipper for a mask.
Yeah, I thought that was Chris's mask, the one of the percussionists. The guy with the dick nose.
That's the guy with the dick nose mouth?
Yeah.
Is it? It might be, but you don't see the dick nose. You see, like, it looks like the nose was pulled off or something.
Yeah, that's him. It's above the camera.
Okay. Either way, honestly, kind of cool album cover. It is cool. So, Slipknot haters take that. Is there really even a reason to hate Slipknot? They were like designed to be popular. I mean, who cares if they have some good songs?
They did have some good songs.
Fuck Slipknot! Dude, relax.
They did have some good songs.
Yeah, they do.
What else we got? Oh yeah, so these My Dying Brides, they're all like early pressings, like not first press, but like a year or two within their pressing. As the Flower Withers, to replace the stupid digipack that I have because I hate that digipack. and Trinity, the compilation of their 3 EPs and from the early years. So that's
Early
good.
shit's good. Early shit's good.
Last
So,
CD
I was gonna
is.
say, let me
You may interject.
let me get this out of the way. I looked it up. So the mask on the subliminal verses is one that Clown just made. It's called the Maggot Mask.
Oh,
Okay.
So it's
See,
none of the members.
yeah, I knew
Thought
it
it was
wasn't
Chris.
Dick. I knew it wasn't Dick Nose's mask because there's no Dick Nose.
Yeah.
Dick knows.
It's just a half of a mask. It looks cool. Whatever they did, good idea. It looks cool.
All right. Last but not least, Fred.
Well, the last CD. We still got the vinyls to go through.
That's enough.
God Dethroned.
Which God dethroned? Christ Hunt?
I already have Christ Hunt. This is the
Christ
compilation
Hunt!
of demos and some live stuff. The Ancient Ones. With their Christ Hunt demo, an unreleased song from a sampler, and live songs.
Christ Hunt is very good.
It is very good.
The J Dog, he's like kind of generic. I disagree.
I mean, generic doesn't mean bad. Boring death metal.
I don't think it's boring. I think it's as extreme as you can get. I have listened to it recently. It's less technical as I originally thought it was, but it's still very brutal. It
holds up. It's an awesome album.
It's Dutch death metal, and we know what that means.
I never really got into their later stuff though. And by later I mean after the first.
Yeah, me neither. Dog got me into one. I forget which one it was. Bloody Blasphemy. It's okay. It's like mellow death. It's like slightly extreme mellow death. It's okay. Yeah. Christ Hunt is where it's at though.
I think Grand Grimoire is supposed to be pretty good, but I haven't really given it much of a chance.
Never heard it. Don't love that album art, so never heard it.
Right? Yeah, not a fan.
There's a fucking Arthur Brown cover on it, okay?
The vinyl, don't worry, there's only 3. 7-inch that I found at a record store, which is random. Baptism and Uncreation's Dawn split, 7-inch.
Why does the name Uncreation sound familiar?
They are Finnish, and they were on Northern Heritage.
Finnish?
And they are a very good band that I don't think get enough attention.
Uncreation's Dawn? Is that
Yes.
them?
Yep.
So I'm looking for a split with Baptism. Yeah, I don't know that I know. Okay, I thought you just meant like the band is called Uncreation.
Oh, no, Uncreation's Dawn.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I do not know them. Baptism.
They have an album that I really, really like. Which one is it? Hang on.
Lightning Hammer?
Nope. Death's Tyranny. That album is really good.
Okay, alright. Something to check out. Don't know it.
Yeah. A 10-inch record. Judas Iscariot, Moonlight Butchery.
Just keeps getting
This one
bigger.
I wanted for ages. On No Colors Records, the original. This is my favorite Judas Iscariot recording. Probably a hot take. I think people usually tend to gravitate towards Of Great Eternity or Heaven in Flames. But for me, it's Moonlight Butchery. It's just... I think Judas Iscariot got better as they went on. He went on, I guess.
As one should.
Right. And I think Dethroned, Conquered, and Forgotten, and then To Embrace the Corpse's Bleeding, and et cetera, were where they peaked. And then this EP, it's funny because like they were getting, or I keep saying they, but it really was just what's his face, Akhenaten, was getting more and more aggressive with like Dethroned, Conquered, and Forgotten, and Embrace the Corpses. And then this EP came out as like I guess their swan song because it was the last original material they really released. And it's such a change of pace. It's so slow and like waltzy. And I think that is where he peaked. It's just fantastic. So yeah, I was pretty happy to get that on original finally. And let's see what else. Last one would be Order from Chaos. Stillbirth Machine on Decapitated Records. This was a find on Facebook Marketplace.
And Fred got all the inches, 7, 10, 12.
Yeah. All the inches.
Kept getting bigger.
But that is the collection update.
I forget the name of the song from Stillbirth Machine. I think it's probably the first one, Edge of Forever. It's like two riffs that, like, what a way to go into each other. It starts off, it's like, and then it goes, and it goes, what a fucking way to go in.
It's
I think that's the
such
first.
a wild album.
I think that's the first. God, that's a great album. It really is so sick.
Yeah.
I remember listening to that album. I forget what year this was. Whatever year the first Disney Star Wars came out, the one with Kylo Ren and shit. I remember picking up my friend who's not into metal. It was Trevor. I picked up Trevor, and I was listening to that. I was listening to Stillbirth Machine on Christmas night, and he goes, "Nice holiday music." I'm like, "Yep." And then we went to go see that movie.
What did you think of that movie?
It was fine. I never saw any after that. Yeah, I just it was fine, but didn't. At that point, I didn't even care. Yeah, who cares? My hot take, as everybody knows, the best Star Wars movie is Episode 1. So there you go.
You are kidding, right?
No, I am not. I won't say objectively you're wrong if this is not your favorite. It is my favorite, and I know the stigma around that, but it is my favorite. Fred, it is so good and funny. There are so many memorable lines and so many memorable moments and so many memorable characters. That movie is the shit.
All I have to say to you is...
To the planet core. Big gulp of fish, huge on teeth. Yeah, that's a fun movie. Well, you got to remember, that was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw, and it came out when I was in first grade. So I had the lunch pail and everything. I had some Lego sets. That was my. I think I had a Jabba the Hutt toy that, like, when you squeeze it, like goo came out of the mouth.
Was Jabba in that one?
Yes, he was in the pod race scene.
Oh, right.
He's like eating some creature, and then he spits out the head, and when he spits out the head, it rings the bell, and that's what commences the pod race. And then the announcers are like, "Oh, looks like Quadranero's having some engine trouble too," and he goes, "Utawaka." There's so many creatures in that pod race scene that make funky noises. There's the Utawaka guy. When Sebulba loses, he goes, "Hoodoo." And there's some, like, little lizard creature when they're in the cave. He, like, crashes into a stalactite and he goes, and it, like, blows up. Badass. Now this is pod racing.
You know what?
Great simp moment in that movie too. When Anakin meets Padme, he goes, "Are you an angel?" I brought that up to Black Josh. He thought that was hilarious. That fucking line.
Did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
Yes.
You know, I don't.
Be you
I'm
angels?
definitely
Be
not
you
my favorite Star
angels?
Wars, but I think it.
We all.
If I were to watch it again, I'd have good memories of it and be like, "Yeah, I remember this."
I saw the screening of that in 2012. They did a re-screening, and me and Trevor were there. We were huge on that movie. We loved that one in particular. And we were with my friend Vince. Not little Vince, big Vince. And we were, like, talking throughout the movie. Just like, you know, we've all seen it. We all know it. And he's like, shh, shh, shh. He's like, shut the fuck up, dude. What are you shushing me for? You've seen this.
Shh, stop it.
But for my collection updates, just one CD. This band called Intolerant. They're a compilation off of Prison Tat Records. Snow Stained with Blood of Traitors. Very, very raw, mid-pace, true black metal. I heard one song and I was like, damn, right, I gotta see if there's any copies available, and they had a lot, so this was a good comp for me.
I think
I'm
in some
interested.
ways Paul is the fan is the most learned about the most underground stuff that nobody's heard about. Because he's always pulling out stuff on this show that both of us are like, what? Cool guy. How did you find this?
I don't know. That cassette you made me order is pretty obscure.
Oh, damn,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's obscure. But I got it from one of the commenters.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, from the Inquisition Netherlands video, he mentioned some bands. And
Yeah.
that one I wanted to check out, but it's not on YouTube. So when that happens, sometimes I'll have to rip it. I gotta. Or go ahead, Fred.
And I was gonna say he mentioned Threnody as well.
I think I knew that
is
one.
a great band. That album is fantastic.
Threnody. I feel like I knew that one. I have to take a look. Let's see.
I might have brought it up before. It really gives me like Eucharist vibes.
As the Heavens Fall. Actually, no, I didn't know this one.
Yeah,
It's
but
really good.
you guys heard a little bit of Intolerant. It was the intro song for Bass Hooligans episode.
I was wondering what that was.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, Paul's always, he has his secrets. Paul, a lot of the times he's a gatekeeper. He like will not give up his secrets.
Yeah, that was big in high school. I was a big gatekeeper.
Yeah, he was. He like I said, he's got the bands that not even Fred and I know.
Doesn't mean they're good or not, but I know them.
That's okay. I feel the same. Well, that's kind of the beauty, not just of this show, but like knowing metal people who have like a vast knowledge. It's like everyone knows something that the other doesn't, and you can kind of trade secrets.
Or keep them out.
Yeah. Well, that's the show. This show is sort of exposing the secrets of the underground, basically, for the most part.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
everyone always be asking what my samples
Sometimes,
are.
yeah, sometimes.
Other times, Paul's like, nope, I'm not talking.
True.
Like that last one was Bethel's Northern Supremacy, that outro.
I knew that one. Fred, did you know Bethel? I'm sure he did. Fred seems like a guy who would know what that is.
It sounds like a two-character name. Bethel and Bustum.
Bethel?
Nice. I think they're from Finland.
Is it Bethel?
Yes. Because I knew that.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I have this in either, I think, the liked videos. I have this somewhere. I have this in one of my YouTube playlists. I don't know when.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm glad that Paul
There
brought
it
it up,
is.
because a lot of the times, even with stuff that I have saved, I, in a lifetime, would probably never get to. So I'm
Yeah.
glad when one of us brings up something like this. I was thinking of something kind of funny. Since we haven't seen Fred, I was thinking like, because a lot of the time, Paul, you know that Fred has like this vast knowledge of stuff that like we would have never got to.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like, if I lived to be 1,000,000 years old, I would never have the metal knowledge that Fred has now. Just kind of a funny thought. Something for
That
Fred to
doesn't-
be proud of, though.
That doesn't seem likely, though. I mean, I don't. I know my select things, but there's so much I don't know that you guys do. So I think it's I think it works for everyone.
Yeah, well, there you go. We need the sort of I don't want to say high IQ, but we need this like vault. That's what we're trying to build here on the show, even with the guests, a gigantic vault of metal knowledge on Big Billy Strikes Back. And you get your notebooks out, and if you do, and if you're like that one guy who was like going back and listening to all the episodes, you will have a very vast knowledge of things, because we've mentioned a lot of strange things on the show, even just in passing. So
Yep.
that's cool.
But you guys have any other things?
Yes, I have a few things.
Go for it.
Since Fred wasn't here, I didn't get to update him on my life, which I know he's very interested.
I am.
So
I am.
yeah. So on Friday, so this is what's been going on with me. My parents are redoing their bedroom. So on Friday, me and my dad got everything out of their room, emptied it out, and now they're like, they put their bed in the living room. So it's kind of like Willy Wonka, where like the grandparents are in the living room. Like all 4 grandparents. So I walk in, like I'm drinking, and then I walk in, and my parents are right there, like right next to the door, in the living room. So that's like another challenge, kind of funny. But on that same Friday, the power company like had to replace the pole, like the line, and we have not had internet since Friday, and I am not.
Oh, no.
None of us are getting like data for whatever reason. So it's like the Stone Age at my house. There's
Lord.
Yeah, so like basically, like for example, last night it's like 6:30, it's dark, and my dad like can't do his favorite thing, which is watching TV, which our TV's connected to the internet, and so he just goes to sleep. He's just asleep at 6:30 in the living room. And I'm the genius who has the DVD player, so I'm in my room watching. I watched Metalheads, the Beelzebub movie, which is quite funny.
Yeah, you got all the analog. You got the SP and
yes, exactly. I got my Game Boy. I was playing Wario Land. I went to my grandparents too yesterday, and he's like, "Here, you want to borrow some DVDs?" And he had an unopened copy of a movie it's from the '80s. It's called Peggy Sue Got Married. You ever heard of that? It's a Nicolas Cage movie. It's about I actually used this lady on the thumbnail because she was in that movie Serial Mom, the John Waters movie. You know, mom who's a serial killer. Kind of cool, kind of funny. But it's about her going to a high school reunion, and she like breaks up with her husband, and it's Nicolas Cage, and she passes out. She wakes up, it's the 60s again, and Nicolas Cage is there as like her boyfriend, and he was so bizarre in that movie. I know Nicolas Cage in general is bizarre, but in that movie, he like puts on this voice where he's almost doing like a nerd voice, but he's like a Chad. It's very strange. And like the girl in the movie is she's acting very weird because she's like an old woman. She's got her old woman mind, but she's in her like young body. And and Nicolas Cage is talking to her dad. She goes, "You notice Peggy Sue's acting kind of weird?" He's like, yeah, that's what I like about her. And then the sister is down there playing the piano, and she says something about the sister being like insane or something. She's like, "She's locked up," and the dad's like, "So you hush up." And the girl's like, "Why yada?" And then Nick's like, "Oh God!" Like it's such a bizarre performance, but it was kind of funny. So yeah, I've been going through that a little bit. Something else I wanted to bring up. This is stupid, but Mick on Instagram, she posted something about guys having an oral fixation about like vapes. If you smoke vapes or you have an oral fixation. And I messaged her. I'm like she says it's gay, and I'm like, are cigs gay? She goes, they're called fags for a reason. And I'm like, you got there. So she did kind of get me there. I was thinking about this too, because Drew had me watch this like shitty Megan Fox movie where she's a robot. I don't even remember what it was called. Not very good.
Megan's Body.
I think so.
Robot.
Megan. I think the movie was just called Megan.
Oh.
No, wait, no, it wasn't Megan. It was something else.
Jennifer's Body, was it? Jennifer's Body?
No. I don't remember what it was called. It was really fucking stupid though. They had a guy in there. He was like European as the actor, and he kept going, "Hey man, what are you doing, man?" It reminded me of that Putrid intro where he's like, "That's a beautiful corpse, man. Hey man." It kind of, if you remember that death metal thing. No, but that kind of reminded me of a newer horror movie. It was called Significant Other. I don't want to give too much away about this movie.
Subservience? That was the one?
Yes, the movie is called Subservience. Yeah. Nice. We didn't even finish it. Drew's like, because it kept going on and on and on. And like every time there was like, you thought it was done? It's not done. The robot's back. It's okay. Enough with this. But yeah, the movie I want to recommend to people, Significant Other, because it kind of reminded me of that. I forget exactly who's in that. It might be the chick from Scott Pilgrim. I think it might be her. Evil boyfriend, evil girlfriend, significant other, horror movie. Just watch it. They go out into the woods and scary stuff happens and it's crazy. Sometimes these newer horror movies they hit. That one hits. Significant other would recommend.
I like that.
Yeah. I guess the last thing that I'll mention was just before this I was watching a movie podcast that I check out from time to time. It's called Almost Cult Classics. And they were talking about the Eddie Murphy movie Norbit. Have you guys ever seen Norbit?
Yeah.
You saw it. I've never seen it.
No?
No, it seems pretty funny in a meme kind of way, but kind of dumb. But I feel like I could probably watch that.
What were they saying about it?
They were saying, well, they one guy liked it, one guy didn't like it. But I imagine I would like it. I didn't realize that Eddie Murphy was the Chinese guy in the movie. He's like, oh, right in the bro hole. I didn't realize that it was Eddie Murphy in Yellowface doing a Chinese guy, which is kind of funny. Oh, they were talking about Eddie Murphy doing an interview in for the movie Coming to America, where he like plays an old Jewish guy. And somebody told him, he's like, oh, that was really nice of you to give these old people a role in the movie. And he goes, motherfucker, that was me. So that's kind of funny. They were also saying that, like, that's one of the few movies where the villain is a black woman. And one of the guys brought up that movie, Ma.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that movie's so funny.
That movie's hilarious. Another newer horror movie, M.A., Ma.
Yeah,
that movie is so fucking funny. Yeah. Would recommend Ma.
Hey, Ma.
Yeah,
get off the dang roof.
Yeah, I guess the last thing in my notes here is Jub was commenting on the Goat Moon episode.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I basically told him, I was like, oh, I'm like, my apologies, for doing the Goat Moon episode. We had this plan, and then you dropped yours. And he's like, well, he basically had the same kind of thing. He's like, oh, I had started a new job, and I didn't have time. I just needed something to talk about, so I talked about Goat Moon. Yeah. So we're all good. He did a campfire episode, which is very cool. I always thought that's a black metal band that not a lot of people talk about too much.
Yeah. Campfire's really good.
You gotta listen to that episode, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I had the song correctly. It was called Portraits of Norway, but I'm looking at the album. It looks like the song is just called Nor. I think from the second
Norge?
one, the like green foresty looking one. Yeah, maybe it's that. It seems to have a bunch of different titles to it. But yeah, with that, I think I'm done with all my little quips here. We can go to break if we want.
All right.
I'm just happy to hear the name Campfire. Like, that is not... They've been around for a long time. I don't think they get enough love. Like, they don't. They don't.
I think they're looked at as sort of who cares about that band, but no, man, they're great. Campfire is really good. Yeah. So good on Jub, and yeah, everybody who hadn't seen that, listen to Campfire. Cool Norwegian band.
All right, break. All right, we're back from break, and you guys want to get into it, or do you guys have anything else you guys want to get to?
Well, like I mentioned, I'm not home. I'm at the shop again. No internet at the house. I've been a nomad. Well, I've just been at the shop, which is not a home. It's more like a warehouse where I'm sitting down at a desk drinking beer.
Yeah, at the shop.
At the shop.
But let's see. You guys got anything, or let's go into it?
I guess the only thing that I didn't bring up before, I think I touched on it when we had Base Tooligan on. I bought tickets for the Emperor show in Toronto, which I'm looking forward to. But the opener is Blood Incantation again. My third time seeing them. Which is fine. Like, I don't dislike them, but I'm like, I really would have preferred to see someone a bit more not Blood Incantation.
They keep bringing on the same bands to these big shows. How about somebody new?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, especially Emperor, like a famous Norwegian black metal band. Could we not get another Norwegian black metal band with them? Like that'd be great.
How about a live set of Total Vernington? Would you like that?
I'd watch that.
I'd watch that too. That was a great project. They haven't come back since 2014. I don't know how much I would be into what that guy would be doing nowadays, just because I know what he's been doing in Rochester, and I'm not that into it. But the early Rochester stuff is great.
I haven't spent a lot of time with Rochester.
Have you spent
I like
any
what I've
time
heard.
with Rochester?
No, I've spent some, just not a ton.
I honestly, for whatever reason, like when they got a drummer, an actual drummer, I kind of checked out. So that means that the first 3 releases from Rochester are extremely good.
Interesting that when they get the drummers when you check out.
Yeah, well, the music kind of changed. The music got more like I think what they did was the music got more trying to be original, where the original music kind of was just what Anti-Messiah was good at, and I think that was fine. Like he didn't need to get more experimental. He already kind of had an established sound.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, nothing against Blood Incantation. I'd rather see someone else, someone I haven't seen before, or someone I like more. But it is what it is. They haven't announced any other openers yet. I don't know if there's gonna be any local bands playing before, but
It'll just be bad when you see all like the soy boys walking out after Blood Incantation opens.
hey, man, if everyone leaves after Blood Incantation plays for Emperor, I'd be fine with that.
Like I mentioned a long time ago, when I saw Emperor, I saw 2 Mexicans get in a fight at the show. That was kind of funny. It was like right by the bar. I will say too that Joe just liked all the fucking my entire story roster on Instagram. Joe just liked everything, and he was messaging me about the Beelzebub movie Metalheads. That scene that I recorded off my TV where the guy is like watching some chick strip, kind of, and there's like some modern black metal song going on, and he's jerking off, and his mom walks in, and he looks up, and he's like, "Oh, ma!" The pacing in that movie is so weird. There's like 4 scenes of the same thing, of that exact, like every time his mom walks in too. I think at the very end, the mom's jerking off, and then he walks in, he's like, "Ma!"
What the hell?
Very strange movie. But yeah, we only had a couple of days to get to this album. We didn't have a full week because we didn't know what was going to happen with the Void Ceremony Part 2. Mm-hmm. So I only got to listen to Paul's pick about twice. So maybe he's going to have to walk us through what is happening here. And I'll also preface this by saying he thought that this would be contentious. He just thought I think Paul thought that we wouldn't like this one on account of its modernity.
Mm-hmm. He's not entirely wrong in that supposition. I'm not normally into this kind of death metal, but it executed it well. So I had to give him. I had to give it that.
Agree.
Yeah, so this is just some band I found a while ago. I ordered their CD, have never received it. It's been like a year. And
nice. Guys, come on.
Yeah, I got to email the drummer. But anyway, they're Australian band. They are listed as progressive death metal, but I kind of just see them as like melodic, technical death metal.
I think I would say progressive death metal is the perfect tag for them.
Yeah, so they have this one album, The Paradise Complex, and they also have a EP, I believe that comes afterward or before. Anyway, this guy, the drummer, who's also the vocalist, his name's like Dan Granger, and this guy is like insane. He has so many bands that he just plays drums for, and past projects as well, guest sessions, and I think he also records and has his own studio.
Crazy, nothing notable though, right?
Yeah. It's like this is the only thing I really know from what he's done. But
He's in a technical death metal band called Death Fucking Cunt. One word.
and the thing is, it's like a lot of these bands are like from this point on, like I think the oldest goes back to '08, which this one came out around the same time, '09. So it's like everything that he's worked on is like all newer, like in like the 20 teens to 2020s. And the thing about Nexus is like he's playing, like there's live videos too of them playing, and he's doing all this like really intricate drum work and then singing at the same time, and it has some very sci-fi saga s lyrics. They aren't very very good, but it's interesting enough. And I think that this band was something good to bring up because it was showing more of like the technical, I guess, where metal was heading towards at the time, with the more modern, clean production and technicality as well. But where these guys took a different path is, instead of like having shredding like scales and sweeps and stuff being the like forefront of their like technicality, it's more like inclusive with having melodic stuff in there as well, and complex riffing that isn't just like technique. It's more creative with like rhythmically and with note choices. And I think that the drums are played in like a very linear way, where it seems like every like count of a riff he's playing some other sort of beat over it. And I think the bass work is really well done in here too. There's a lot of clear spots for the whole place, the whole band to shine. So there's like great guitar parts, heard clearly bass parts as well, and then drumming is, it seems to be like in the forefront. The vocals are inoffensive. They're not like great and they're not like bad. They have their moments that are like, oh, this is perfect, and it's not like I can hear anything better or worse going for this. It's kind of just like perfect for the music. But what do you guys think of this one? I thought that like what Dan said, with the sort of production and style and sort of time period that this came out, I figured that my true heads wouldn't like it.
It is very modern sounding, and that's not something I usually get behind. But the execution on this one is a bit more interesting than what I've heard, and like it's funny because you used Decrepit Girth as your name. It kind of reminded me of that, but more interesting, to be honest. Decrepit Birth I never found particularly engaging, but this, no, more so. It has more story to it, if that makes sense. Like it actually goes somewhere, and I really usually felt whenever I listened to Decrepit Birth that it was a bit too cold and technical. It didn't really actually go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah, it wasn't like a narrative. Like, it seems like everything really flows from one place to the other on here.
Yeah, exactly. Like this one actually feels like it's trying to tell you something, and I really appreciated that about it. It kept my attention the whole way through, which again, I could not say the same for for Decrepit Birth when I briefly was into them.
Yeah. Dan?
Yeah, the name Decrepit Girth, that came from the last episode where we were briefly talking about Paul's love-hate relationship with technical death metal.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked the guys, I said, are you Decrepit Birth guys? But I accidentally said Decrepit Girth. So there you go. Yeah, the Decrepit. Well, that was something that one of our friends, Rob, who we talked about, who is like scene kid, deathcore guy, but he likes some metal stuff, but it's more mainstream. Like he's a big Immortal fan, and he tries to show us something like Decrepit Birth, and me and Paul are both on the same page about it. We're like, this is really just kind of wanky music with almost no soul to it. And Paul's hot take is also that he's not a fan of Hate Eternal. Hates Hate Eternal.
Never been huge into them either.
I like the first album because Doug Cerrito from the first Suffocation album is on it. I actually like the first two Hate Eternal albums. Not necessarily huge on them, but I see them as okay. But as far as this one goes, I immediately had sort of like nostalgic feelings towards it, just because I think when I was getting into this stuff, and probably when Paul was getting into this stuff, technical death metal was sort of at its peak. Like Nile had just come out with Ithyphallic. I don't know what they've done since. This was like a huge thing.
Yeah,
for,
Necrophagist, fucking Origin, Obscura, all those bands coming out at the time with their albums.
Would you consider Flames part of that, or
no?
Not quite. I mean, that's a little bit before.
Because there's like Faceless and Augury and Beyond Creation and all this sort of stuff that's like at the forefront coming out at the time. I think it was like supposed to be like deathcore was coming out at the time, and it was like this parallel
definitely
genre and sound coming out alongside it.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I do remember stuff like this, like Paul mentioned, like Obscura, Beyond Creation, like the Faceless, maybe even something like Mithras. Maybe that's a little bit more underground, but or Necrophagist is another big example. But I think that a lot of that stuff was sort of the meeting point between guys who were not into traditional metal styles, like old school death metal or older black metal, or like thrash or anything
too.
Like that.
That was a big one.
Sure, yeah. Arsis was another one too. This was sort of the meeting point for people our age when it came to meeting people that were into death, like the deathcore stuff. We both sides, like the true metal guys and the, like, let's just call them poser metal guys, because that's what they were. There was sort of a meeting between tech death, because I think there was an appreciation for sort of this. At the time, it didn't really seem like bands pushing the limit or going forward. It just seemed like bands kind of doing as much as they could with what was happening at the time. I mean, the very first band that I thought of when I heard this was kvlt or kvlt, from Canada. Their first album was really good. Don't really think I ever heard anything else.
I feel like they're on like a different level though. It's like the same as like the Neuraxis and stuff like that, where it's a little bit before this this like style coming to like the mainstream.
Yeah, it's a little bit before. Like Fred mentioned, like Athia of Flame, that is definitely part of it. I think. I think the only difference between what's going on with this Nexus album and something like that, like Lacathia of Flame, is like Lacathia was more into death, like actually death metal, rather than more mainstream stuff. Because I think at the time, all those bands, or like even the deathcore guys who were into these bands, were all just into extremely mainstream stuff like Nile and Cannibal Corpse and who else would be? Oh, like Suffocation.
Yeah, like record label bands.
Yeah, the whatever was coming out on Metal Blade at the time in like 2008, 2009. These were people that were into that stuff, but were also kind of into this stuff. Hour of Penance might be another one.
Yeah.
But like, I think when it comes to stuff like this, it might be divorced from actual death metal in maybe not an insignificant way. Because like, if you look at what like we talked about with Garrett on the last episode was old school tech death. So what do you have there? You have like Atheists, and you have even Martyr from Canada, who were old school, but I think they were kind of leaning towards this sound a little bit.
Yeah, Theory and Practice, Crystal Age, Liars and Wait, stuff like that.
Sure. In certain senses. Yeah, I feel like old school tech death is more thrash based, and I might be wrong about this, but just what I sort of see this style as is more akin to power metal, which might be stupid, but I feel like because this band is considered progressive death metal, and that actually makes sense to me rather than anything else, because tech death is one thing, but progressive metal in general I think is sort of a little subgenre on its own, and that has subgenres in it. So you have like progressive metal, and that entails just about everything: heavy metal, thrash, death, black. So like, what would you have there? You would have like Fate's Warning, you would have Queensryche, you would have some of the mid Emperor albums, you would have who else? Something like Symphony X. You would have a lot of stuff like that. And it seems like a lot of these bands, I know it's called progressive, and that's supposed to mean like you're moving something forward, but I honestly think that progressive metal in general as a term has a specific sound, and I think that this band has a very specific sound.
Yeah.
Like, all these bands kind of have the almost the same, just about the same goal in mind.
Yeah.
Like the only difference is this band has death metal vocals, where a band like Leviathan, the power metal one, would have like high pitched vocals, but they're basically after the same thing.
Yeah, I think a big contribution to the sound of this album is Cynic too, with
definitely.
Yeah.
And that one's more progressive leaning, and of course their influence of like jazz fusion and stuff, getting away from death metal type riffs and just kind of implementing more like stylistic like accents to the music, because a lot of these riffs are just weird and technical, coming more from like a technical thrash standpoint, like Watchtower and stuff like that. But I think like what Dan says, it is kind of getting away from like a traditional death metal riff, and song structure. It's very fluid and floaty, like how like Focus and their second album is from Cynic.
I think you're totally right about the jazz fusion thing. I think that is a huge part of the push for like modern tech death. Even some of the older stuff, I think jazz fusion was always kind of a part of that. Even a band like Stargazer, who we were talking about last time. A lot of this stuff. I think it's supposed to be for a mainstream audience. Like, you can kind of tell by the production of this that this was hoping to go somewhere.
Yeah,
just like all the other bands were.
Yeah, by the way, they did this all themselves too, so it was all independent release.
Yeah, I don't even think I said yet, but I like it. It reminds me of like a nostalgic time when I was first discovering extreme metal in general, because this style, the tech death style, was a huge part of that. We don't really praise it much these days. We're more on like old school.
I think we kind of just see the the like fall of that with bands like Archspire and Brain Drill and shit like that, where they kind of took technical death metal to the grave.
I didn't actually. I might have checked out Arcspire for 1 second. I really don't know that I ever checked that band out. But yeah, the first hated band of this genre, like we knew the downfall was there when Brain Drill came out. I was not a fan of Brain Drill.
Yeah.
That's where things went too far. That's where basically the supposed death metal bands started doing music videos like deathcore bands, like Arsonists Get All the Girls or something, where they're like acting goofy.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the fall. The fall is, I think a fall of this genre is just people that can play technical. They understand that jazz fusion is part of it, but the like actual metal, what that means, sort of falls to the wayside. But despite all that, I still see this as really good. I like it. I really have no complaints about the Nexus album in general. There's really nothing I don't like about it.
I think they like really toe the line between doing something interesting with like their song structures and the components of the songs, which are like the different types of riffing and stuff, without sacrificing being catchy and memorable, you know, because a lot of technical death metal, it's like, oh, here comes the sweet part. I don't know what scale or whatever it's coming from, but then
I don't think this band really had that though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like it continues. It's much more. I'll say this. This is much more riff based than.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
anything you can consider like bad tech
like
death.
The more memorable stuff in tech death is gonna be like the sweeping and scale runs and stuff like that. But the in between riffs aren't memorable at all.
Yeah.
Where here it's like the in between riffs are super memorable. Yeah. And there isn't anything that's like going on flashy noodly. It's just more, like I said, replaced with these like melodic kind of soulful parts.
There definitely are like mathcore parts in this.
Yeah, it's very.
But I don't really have a problem with it if you can do it that way, because I don't know that this band is taking anything from any kind of 90s screamo or mathcore or anything like that. I think it all kind of comes from the same place, which is jazz fusion. Even in the old days, I think bands were taking ideas from that genre in general.
Yeah.
I think it has a certain like grandiosity to it that I really like. It sounds big and it sounds like it's kind of got a sweeping approach to it. I don't know if you ever listened to Irreversible Mechanism, but I kind of got that vibe from them at some point too.
No.
Oh really? Yeah, no, you might like them. They were on Blood Music, and I think they only did 2 albums. It's you know what, Paul, you'd probably like
Irreversible what?
Mechanism.
Yeah.
God, they just had an album or they just had something come out like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, it looks like they've switched styles though. Wow. They went from progressive death metal to progressive stoner rock.
What?
Yeah.
So check out.
See, that's kind of the problem with a lot of these bands. They are not.
They burn out.
They burn out and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they never. It kind of shows that they never did, but there is some good stuff in this genre. So I think we can just kind of leave it at that maybe. But I didn't even get into like, yes, Nexus is extremely melodic, and in a way that I like.
Yeah. Well, with that, is there any particular songs that you guys wanted to listen to?
No, I don't know.
There was for me. We talked about it earlier. I forget what it was called now.
Yeah, the War of Thought. Definitely want to get that one.
Is that cut off?
I'm not sure if it's cut off or if it's just that's.
We'll figure that out later. But
if the track is meant to flow into something else.
But yeah.
They have that track on YouTube, just the individual track.
Mm-hmm.
So we can probably get to that.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go with. I really like the third track, but let's start with the opener. The Paradise Complex, The Reckoning, and then we'll be right back. Alright, we're back from the first song, Paradise Complex, The Reckoning. What do you guys think?
I thought it was
It's a
excellent.
fun song that takes a lot of twists that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Like I found the problem with a lot of these bands was that when they decided to do something, it was very predictable. This one feels a bit more I don't want to say random, but I think you kind of get the idea. Like they take a twist that makes sense, but they don't necessarily expect. So it keeps it more interesting.
Yeah, like even when they're bringing back, parts, there's like the first section was like A B, um, switching between different riffs and then coming back with those sections later on in the song was like always a it was like always a treat just hearing the the like melodies right there, and
Mm,
then just how that they can go in between those at such like on the dime.
yeah, and the drumming really feels mechanical in the sense that it's almost sound like a drum machine. Not quite, but close.
Yeah, I feel like this was probably recorded and with like a click and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. This is like one of the like few cases where I actually feel like the person behind the kid and not just the beat. Like there's a lot of uh, performance going on here. Like between the like even just on this last riff when it was going into a really fast blast beats and then breaking it down halftime with the fast double kicks and snare on 2 and 4. But I think that regardless of it maybe being recorded on the click track, it felt very alive.
Yeah, that's why I liked it. It's like Fred said, it's a bit unpredictable, but it's not so unpredictable where it's like you have no idea what's going to come next because it is pretty pop oriented. Like it's pretty short. It feels shorter than it actually is. 4 minutes 35. It's like because it repeats a lot of parts,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but it's so immediate. It is so like ready with riffs on
Yeah,
both
Yeah.
ends
right at the
with
beginning.
with the lead and with the rhythms. And I honestly neither of them are that insane. Like we talked about a long time ago with Foreign Objects. I'm like, oh, no bands ever sounded like this. This band sounds like Foreign Objects. This is probably what Foreign Objects would have sounded like if they continued. And this is probably the closer thing to like World Under Blood, but this is much better. This is executed much better because I think that Darren from like World Under Blood and Foreign Objects and CKY, I think he may have lost the plot when it comes to what metal people are looking for when they're listening to a new album or something that they've never heard before. And I think this kind of tends to that. As far as like just riffs. Like this does nothing here is so technical that it's like mind blowing. This is a series of good riffs played very fast, and it's obviously very influenced by Swedish bands, Swedish melodic death metal bands.
Hmm.
As far as this track goes,
Yeah, and I think that there was a lot of like modern, like even like metalcore or something with
a little bit.
certain sections like jigadit, 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 like
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
chunking sections as
I think a
interstitial.
lot of these bands were kind of trying to avoid that because they kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah,
And so that's why tech death breakdowns and brutal death breakdowns are very different from metalcore and deathcore breakdowns. You know what I mean? Like even as a high schooler, I knew there was a difference between a breakdown that these guys would do and Decapitated would do than a breakdown that Suicide Silence would do and a breakdown that like Bring Me the Horizon would do. You know what I mean?
yeah, where it's very syncopated and
There's something
hardcore.
about the deathcore breakdown nowadays I can say fine, but back then when looking for like you better prove yourself, uh there really needs to be an emphasis on you better not do a fucking lame breakdown. It better be a sick breakdown.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
fuck it
true.
up.
Yeah, because like everything's all leading to that point in every deathcore song, and if it's lame, it's like
Yeah, but this doesn't really have emphasis on kind of anything. This is more just a big techie melodeath band. That's what it feels like to me. more than anything else, especially just on this track, as far as we've heard so far, this would appeal to fans of like Cardinal Sin, and maybe even to fans of some of those like, I don't even know what you would call them, vegan metalcore bands like Undying and The Cleansing, and what was the name of that other band? Undying is like the one that comes to mind, but I think those bands were all like on the same page, or even like Earth Crisis or something.
I was gonna say, what's it called? I don't know if this would appeal to black metal fans. I feel like it's more of something death metal people would enjoy.
No, I mean,
I think it might. Like, there's the one black metal album that came to mind while I was listening to this was Limbonic Art, Ad Noctem, Dynasty of Death.
I think if a black metal fan was smart, they would be able to get into this.
I mean, I guess that one Limbonic Art album is kind of an exception.
Well, that is kind of true. A lot of symphonic shit is like very like orchestrally structured and kind of wacky, but I think the keyboards kind of take away from that, or being the forefront.
Yeah, you're kind of right, because bands like Sirius and Tidfall are kind of like that.
My tits fell.
It's a very overwhelming kind of sound.
Yeah, I think I can understand that, because a lot of that is very cleaned up production-wise too, and modern.
Yeah.
So I think there may be the case there.
Yeah, I think you're all right, Paul.
Circular Supremacy, really good album.
Circular Supremacy?
Yeah. Very overlooked.
I don't know if I know it. Let me take
Nocturnal Art Productions put it out, and I know that the Sirius album has been getting a fair bit of attention lately.
Yes, but, I do know this. I don't know if it's from you, Fred, but I do know this.
Yeah, Fred brings him up.
He might have. I think he has said the name Tidfall before.
Yeah.
And I think I got that album like a year or two ago, so it's possible that I brought it up on our collection update at some point.
It does sound familiar, and the album art looks familiar. I know I've heard it, probably from you. But yeah, I think you are right, Paul. I don't think this would really appeal to the cult black metal people. I think this would appeal to, the Gen Z Zoomers who are into like mid 2000s metalcore, and also into Swedish melodic Black Death, and also people our age who were into stuff like this, like Obscura and Augury, in the later 2000s, 2007, 2008, 2009. People who were into tech death, sort of in its like popular inception, and people who just appreciate like Swedish melodic death metal. Like honestly, I hear a lot of Eucharist in this as well, like Mirror Worlds in particular. So yeah, what do you think of that?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Pretty good.
I agree with that.
Okay.
You guys have anything else to say before we get into the next one?
No, let's do the other one.
All right. I wanted to pick the third track, Genesis, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back from the third song, Genesis. Another short song, but a lot of things jam-packed in there. I think why I picked this song was about halfway through. There's this moment of silence after all this, kind of stop-starty riffing going on, and then the vocals break out, and then there's like huge chords going on. It sounds almost like single note picking, but it's like both guitars at the same time doing it. I don't know what's going on there, but it just sounds very ethereal. And then at the beginning of the track, there's like this Argus slant sort of energy going on.
Mm-hmm.
The like gymnastics you get from riffs like that.
Well, and that's what I meant by the power metal thing in prog metal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the just intensity there from the drums really make this stand out for me. But what'd you guys think of this song?
I think this song, after re-listening to it, kind of makes me retract what I said about, or what we were saying about black metal purists maybe not being too into this.
Right there, that chord.
Release section is very, very black metal.
Yeah.
And again, it might appeal more to the ones that we mentioned before, like bands like those who are the more symphonic, cleaner bands like Tidfall and Sirius, but that works. That tracks for me for BM for sure.
Would bands like that do something as kind of? I feel like symphonic bands are like a little bit more technical in a sense, and I don't know if they would stoop down to some riffing like that.
I don't know. Hard to say.
But Dan, what do you think of that one?
That was a really good track. I think that this one in particular is probably one of the better tracks, because I remember this one mainly because of like the funny metalcore part where it's like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like not quite metalcore, but like math rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
ding.
Listening to this one now, I think that this would probably be honestly one of the better tech death releases that people can listen to, as far as like underground stuff that nobody's heard. I'd never heard of this, and I sort of liked it immediately. I liked the atmosphere that it was kind of going for. It's so strange. It's like it's going for a heavy metal thing, but it's kind of I don't even know, man. Like the structure is just so good. Oh, something that I wanted to mention too was like nothing holds on for too long. Like it never really gets too stagnant or too boring.
Yeah, it's very on to the next, which is good, especially in such short songs.
It doesn't, the mood doesn't shift at all. The mood is exactly what it wants to be this entire time. Like,
yeah, it's consistent.
It's called The Paradise Complex. It is this fantasy driven album. It's obviously nerdy, but with that, like, these nerds have sort of accomplished what they wanted to. They've made an epic, melodic, like, technical album that really hasn't been seen before. I don't know that I can compare this with anything else that would sound exactly like this. I think this band has achieved pretty much their own original thing here.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I don't know how much people can take away from this in the long run, but I will say it's a great pick for the show. It's a great thing to unearth. It's really good, and if that means like you can listen to it once every year or 2, 3 years, whatever, it's I don't think it takes away from anything that there's something to take away from this, because these guys were very. It seems like they're very influenced in a way that like what not uninspired, but yeah, they're extremely inspired, and like. it's hard to tell where anything is coming from, and we've been saying lately, like, that's a bonus when you don't exactly know where things are coming from. But but at the same time, this being extremely cohesive, there's nothing on here that doesn't fit. It's very good. It's very well put together. It's fast. It's brutal. It's epic. I think this would just appeal to any metal fan, and whether you think this is like the best thing ever or not, there's definitely something to appreciate here. It's very good.
Yeah, I think that with the immediacy, they're having the replayability coming from like two ends, where it's like it's really earwormy. You want to hear those, riffs and melodies over again, but then also to go back and hear what you didn't hear, because there's a lot of stuff going behind the immediate shit.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff you're gonna miss. It's gonna take a while if anybody hasn't heard this album, which I'm sure a lot of people probably haven't. There's a lot to take in, and it kind of requires replayability.
What do you guys have? I love the logo and the art. What do you guys think about it?
I think it's kind of funny, but it's actually pretty epic.
It's simpler than the album is, but the logo kind of gives away I guess kind of a weird mystical sci-fi sort of feel to it.
Yeah,
the album art reminds me of Slade from Teen Titans. It also reminds me of the second Horrendous album with that like skeleton kind of evaporating.
Yeah. The logo kind of gives me the vibe of it being like swirled into like a black hole or something. It looks really interesting. I like the logo a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of the
band.
It kind of reminds me of the band Portal. I think that was a side thing of Cynic.
Hmm.
That's what it sort of reminds me of.
I think I saw the guitarist wearing one of their own shirts at the show, and it was just a logo one. If you got any more, let me know. You guys got anything else to say, or you guys want to get into the last track?
It's kind of hard to tell where this band is coming from, as far as like what they're trying to reach. But like, I don't know if you get this sense at all, Paul. But tech death bands that never made it and only have like one album.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what they're trying to say, but there's something very different about this than almost any other popular tech death band that I can think of. Like, this is actually more true metal than most of them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to.
And this is much more impressive. This is very good.
That's what I was going to get to. It's like, this is very, like, you don't hear the, like, DNA of, like, death metal riffs in there, but there's, like, that metal spirit still in it.
Yeah, definitely. This has it. Like, that's the way I used to feel about these kinds of bands, or just stuff that I was listening to in general when I was like late middle school, early high school. Is like, you kind of knew when you understood what like real metal was, you kind of knew exactly what to look for, or you at least heard something that made sounds stupid, made metal sense.
Yeah. No, I get that.
This makes metal sense, where a lot of bands maybe they have fine songs, okay, but they're not really that metal. This one is extremely ambitious, and this one has spirit. This one has soul to it. And honestly, throughout listening to this in the past couple days and now, I have not been paying attention to the vocals whatsoever. I don't even remember what they sound like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like, I think they're perfect for the album, where it's not like
it might be because I don't recall them.
Yeah, it's not like anything that's going to be sticking out in a good or bad way. It's kind of just where it needs to be, fits the puzzle piece.
Definitely.
I was just looking more into the members, and it looks like one of the guitarists was in a band, deathcore band called Neverborn, and it looks like they have an album called Madness, My Friend. But it's interesting that it's deathcore from 2005, from
Oh
Australia.
wow, 05, even
Yeah.
earlier than this.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm wondering like what kind of what this sounds like, because the other guys are not in any other bands besides the drummer, and this guy is also into what was it? Ashen, which is like a new death metal band too. But
I'm kind of interested in deathcore.
no,
from
he's
05.
actually the bassist, so that's even weirder. The
What
guitarist.
was that band called?
Never Born. The album is called Madness, My Friend. It looks kind of interesting. It's like almost like a black metal cover or something.
I don't see this on YouTube.
Might not be there.
All right, might have to buy that for me, Fred.
Holidays are coming up. But
Oh, Fred, for Christmas, can we get the Bathory interview?
Maybe.
Come on, Fred!
I need to get that thing uploaded.
Please. That would be a great Christmas gift for everyone.
I need to play around with some cables, see if I can get it to work.
Get a cable. Go get a cable.
The cable.
If need be, I'll send you like $100. We need this, Fred.
but let's get into the last song.
That
one, it's gonna be "The War of Thought." So
Shit, yeah, it is.
the 6th song, and we'll be right back. Yeah, we're back from the sixth song.
The Argo Slant track.
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
has
seriously.
a lot of Argus Slant parts in there. I think two that really stand out and groove there for a minute, which is so welcome. It sounds like almost more technical version of like Argus Slant or something. They have like these like syncopated stop starts throughout that second section, but what I really like about this is that their technicality is as a whole unit. Like they have whole sections that are very stop-starty, syncopated, um, technical sections instead of like something where it's like a shredder band like Yngwie Malmsteen or um, more technical bands like Revocation or something where it's like, all right, you're going for the guitar work and the guitar player here instead of the whole album or something, band as a unit. And most of the time with stuff like that, the other instruments kind of fall to the side and are more basic, whereas here they're all firing on all cylinders. But what do you guys think of that track?
Yeah, Argo Tards. Listen to this.
It was slenty, so just so slenty. It's weird to hear that kind of riffing combined with that um, balls to the wall kind of approach that this more technical death metal engages, especially with the drums.
Yeah, but it
'Cause,
doesn't even
you-
feel like death metal. It feels like heavy metal at heart, which is kind
Yeah.
of crazy.
I think
Yeah,
almost
but I mean-
like Spiral Architect or something too, where it's kind of aligned in that progressive metal rather than like being more like death metal adjacent. Or not.
I was hoping Fred would continue his thought.
No, for me, it's just like, you know how when it comes to more melodic death metal, let's take Argoslant or fucking Eucharist as an example. The drumming is much more delicate, and this is not delicate drumming on this. It's full bore technical death metal drumming, but with that more melodic riffing, which doesn't really usually go together. And I actually kind of like that combination because it's more unique. It's something you don't hear as often.
It's a really good combination. Like this band, it's kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever heard anything that sounds like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the tech death thing, but it's it is so just like focused in heavy metal and like mellow death that it's I don't know. It's crazy. This has an unbelievable sound. It's extremely good.
Yeah, I thought this would be a good pick in contrast to what we're talking about with Garrett, where it's like this extreme technical side of the spectrum of like technical death metal or technical metal in general, where this is like such more or in a much more refined and polished state compared to like where Martyr was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
but
Yeah.
but both
It, like-
being technical in their own ways.
yeah, it doesn't it has leads and it shreds, but that's never really taken as the focal point at all. That's just another part of it.
Yeah, like even
Yeah.
during the solo towards the end of the track, it was like very power metal with the rhythm guitar in the back and the beat going
Yeah,
on.
but none of that's ever like the main focus, even
No.
though because there's a ton of them. There's a ton of these like main character leads, but none of them ever sort of outshine what the rhythm guitar is doing,
Yeah.
or anything else for that matter.
And what do you guys think of that clean section? I know it doesn't quite scratch the itch of like when you come to these softer sections and like brutal death metal songs or something, but it's something different.
Yeah, it worked. It's fine. Like I told you, I really have no complaints about this. honestly, like it's so good at what it does, and it's so good at what it like aims for. It's probably a 10 out of 10 album. It's pretty fucking good. It's kind of gone far beyond what I think anybody would expect from quote unquote tech death. Like, oh, tech death. It's kind of it's kind of everything you could ever want from a tech death band. I think it deserves a 10. Whether that, and I definitely don't expect anybody to come back to this very often, because I know for sure I will not. I'll just be honest. But
Bro,
no, I know. But listening to this now in the moment, it is very
Paul's best
it's
pick.
very like it's very uh it's just important. Like there's nothing here that says this is funny. There's nothing here that says this is unserious. Everything about it is extreme. It's like vying for your attention, and it kind of takes it there. I think it has to.
Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of have the same point of view as Dan, actually. Like, this is not a style of metal I feel the urge to listen to very often. Uh, but I could easily see that if I ever do, this is the album I would go to. Because it pulls it off so well. And I love the different idea of influences in it. Like, again, hearing those slentier riffs, the fucking black metal moments in it that kind of, like, just listening to it on the surface, you wouldn't expect to hear those, but then you do, and it kind of gives it so much more depth than you would expect. And especially when I think back to bands I heard that are in similar-ish, again, like Origin or whatever you have. This gives it so much more variety and eclecticism. Is that a word? You get what I mean.
Variety is a great way to put it, because I mean it might not feel that way at first, but every single changing riff has a different feeling to it. But everything makes sense, and everything is like so easy to get into almost immediately. It's compelling. It's great.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys like this one.
It's really good. I mean, I don't see how any metal nibba could not. It's extremely good.
Best pick yet.
It's a great pick. And as far as tech death goes, this is one of the most interesting bands that I've heard in a long time. Like, this is a genre that I haven't given a fuck about in such a long time, and this kind of if there is any reinforcement, it's this. It's Nexus. It's really I can't get over how good it is.
Yeah, because I know I was, a product of the time with a lot of
Yeah, same here.
death metal or tech death coming out, and just being, have a liking to that sound, and to hear something that's a little bit more underground. I don't even think this is
for death metal people. I think this is for guys like us who can appreciate a little bit of everything. Maybe not like everything. It's not like we like everything, but we like a little bit of each style. And I think for guys like us who can appreciate each style of metal, this is kind of just a great album. Like, there's no really denying it, I don't think.
I have to revise my earlier statement before we started recording to Paul.
I was like, you're gonna
if
pick
I
it up?
found this album, I think I would buy it.
Yippee. Pick me up a copy too, because the band has not sent my shit.
Yeah, but I'm not going to order it from their fucking Bandcamp. Forget that.
Do not do that, guys. That's cautionary tale right here.
Hey, are they on Instagram? We should tag them in this.
Yeah, definitely. This came out in 2009. This is like a MySpace band.
They do have MySpace.
This feels like a MySpace band, but MySpace is no longer viable.
It really does.
Yeah. Any closing words?
No, I think I kind of gave mine. Yeah, it's really. I'll probably come back to it. There's something here for sure. Like, there's more than something here. There is many things that I think people can take from.
Yeah, I kind of summarized it too. This is a fantastic album.
Yeah, I think just having technical and melodic music fused in this way, played at such like a fast and brutal way,
With that heavy metal spirit.
yeah,
Yeah.
is such a unique combination here, and
Totally.
they totally nail it. Great album, great band. We'll need to check out their EP, Evo Destruction. Hopefully it's on the same level as this. But anyway, Night Night Pigs.
The sun is far away. It goes in circles.